EarlyMorningMod.com, The Golden Show and The Golden Debate Show. Like, comment, share, and download as much as you can. And support that real shit.
And Tone's gonna fight.
I said support that real shit, right? EarlyMorningMod.com, Golden Debate Show. Let's get it in. Yeah. Hunt on and challenge! Oh, Dan!
The golden debate show. Oh, wow. Golden debate show. We gon' talk about this, talk about that. The golden debate show. Yeah, the golden debate show. Oh, wow. Golden debate show. We gon' talk about this, talk about that.
So everyone got everyone, and let's get it in. It is March Madness, so let's fucking do a little spring cleaning and get it in. First clips from that RT show with Abby Martin, who went crazy a little way back. But nowadays she got herself together. So here we talk about remote control cockroach-sized robots. It's pretty interesting. Like, comment, share, and download Golden Debate Show.
So I think it's about that time
Abby
to
Martin,
laugh and
boo it
also
up.
to cover the most amazing technological advancements happening in the world today. From invisible cloaks to remote control cockroaches, science fiction has officially become reality, and who better to break down all the insanity than my good friend and host of the Moment of Clarity web series, Lee Camp,
yes,
man.
Insanity expert. That's what I am.
Of course you are. Lee, let's start off by talking about this amazing, okay, we know how crazy the oil lobby is here. We know the stranglehold it has on D.C.
Yeah.
So, of course, they've stifled the electric car for the last, the who killed the electric car. They've stifled this technology, but they haven't stifled the Tesla electric car from being able to be produced, driving across the country for free.
Yeah, they announced you can drive across country for free with the Tesla car, but they're trying to stifle it. They're doing their best. I mean, just the other day, New Jersey passed a law saying you basically making it really difficult for Tesla to sell their car. Something with Chris Christie. Usually he's on the up and up. I don't know why he would be involved in backroom dealing. But yeah, they're trying to. Which it's really funny. They're like it's the only way we can only get energy from oil and gas. Everything else is not feasible, right? Wind not feasible. IBM's new photovoltaic thermal system could power the Earth. Not feasible. But they're like deep sea drilling. Do you have any idea how difficult that is? They're like sticking a noodle 1,000 miles underwater just to have a monopoly on our energy resources.
It's insane, Lee, and they could also. They can use existing infrastructure like parking lots and roads for solar. I mean, they can really revolutionize stuff here, Lee.
It's not feasible.
Stop.
Abby,
Stop talking.
We can build the largest surveillance infrastructure the world has ever seen, but we can't touch our infrastructure. We can't, fix our infrastructure, give it electric infrastructure.
So pretty interesting stuff, so let's get it in. Morning Mind from YouTube.
So
she used to be down with
I wanted
Alex
to talk
Jones
a
when
little
she
bit
broke
about
away
what's
from all that
going on
fear-mongering.
with Obama's decision to transfer internet freedom and the ICANN system over to the United Nations. Now, at first blush, maybe this doesn't seem important to you, but I might remind you that ICANN governs all the websites, and the United States has had complete control of this up until now. And for some reason, unbeknownst to anybody, except Jay Rockefeller, says it's an awesome idea because the global community will love us for giving up control of the internet. Okay, Jay Rockefeller, we really care what you have to say on behalf of the people.
That's the coach, not the Koch brothers. Young Turk clip.
And again.
Golden Debate
they've already
Show.
spent tens of millions
Spread
of
a little
dollars
love, like, comment, share,
fighting
and download.
against Democratic senators who are up for re-election, saying, they voted for Obamacare. So now here's the problem. They have run 3 different ads that fact-checkers have absolutely demolished, including one we talked about on the show recently of a woman in Michigan who had leukemia and said, oh my God, because of Obamacare, I had to get a new plan and it's so much more expensive. I might not be able to afford it and it might cost me my life. Well, of course, once the Detroit papers did any fact-checking on it at all, they found out that, in fact, the plan she would get under Obamacare was less expensive, covered just as much, if not more, and cost less. So now the Koch brothers have to switch because I liked the way that Talking Points memo characterized it. They said, a recent Americans for Prosperity, that's the think tank that they use, ad that led to significant backlash from the fact-checking community. The fact-checking community has not been happy about the ads that they've been running because they are fact-free. So they've decided that they're going to do a new kind of attack.
All vamps are on the same size, remember that. So let's get it in. These are some old school commercials. Go to DebateShow RisingThoughtz.com. Like, comment, and share. Oh, yeah.
This diner is pulling a switch on the regulars by serving new instant Maxwell House. What's it taste like? Fresh perked coffee, that's what it tastes like. New Instant Max. Now a better blend of coffee beans, freshly perked for more fresh perked taste. We call it the Perky Instant.
With the success of the recent Apollo space flights, man has been brought another step closer to the moon. Aboard these manned Apollo flights, 3 astronauts.
Tank, baby, that's Kool-Aid. Because sometimes
now, let's just
life
consider the
throws lemons to
symbolism
make
of
lemonade.
Torchwood, because I just want to throw this out there real quick. There was one production
Freeman
company
TV
that was
from
Phoenix
YouTube.
Pictures,
Freeman be always
and
breaking
they
down
used
some
a
Messianic
friction match
stuff
as
pretty
their
well.
icon.
Go
And
to
of course,
Debate
they
Show,
put out
Red
the
Cover Chair.
films
Down, bada
Sixth
bing,
Day
bada
about
boom,
human
motherfuckers,
cloning.
bam.
They put out
St.
Holes
Patrick's Day was
with Sigourney Weaver about
Monday,
child
so I did a
labor
little
camps.
celebrating. I'm half
and then they
Irish,
put
half
out
Italian,
Apt
so we got
Pupil
it
about
even.
Nazi worship from Stephen King. Phoenix Pictures would use a friction match as their logo. And if you look Lucifer up in the dictionary, you will find that it is a friction match. Lucifer is a friction match. And so now when we go to Doctor Who and their Torchwood branch off, Torchwood, of course, would be a Lucifer. Okay.
Yeah, so one series of episodes in the Torchwood, they are in contact with these
So I'll wait
aliens
for this
called
clip
the
to end a little bit, and then let's
456
see if I
who
can read
visited
some
Earth,
clips and some news.
And they were much more powerful, capable
Let's
of
see if I can
destroying
strip
everything.
through some of this news. Photos from Kurt Cobain's suicide scene released. 20 years after Kurt Cobain's suicide, new photos have been released from the scene of his death. After the case was reopened, a roll of film has been discovered. When officers were going over the case, the photos were developed and show images of the scene of Kurt Cobain's suicide in 1994. The photos show drug paraphernalia and what appears to be his wallet and ID. You can also see a cigar box and some crumpled up clothing and a pair of sunglasses. Cops in Hawaii want to be able to keep having sex with prostitutes. Bada bing, bada boom. Hey! In Hawaii, a state bill to crack down on prostitution, which had an exemption that would allow undercover cops to have sex with prostitutes, is causing rows with lawmakers and police. The cops are fighting to keep the right to have sex with prostitutes when working undercover. However, this is widely absurd and causing a lot of lawmakers to have to look to scrap it. So basically, cops undercover are allowed to have sex with prostitutes, then to be like, bam, I'm undercover, bitch. What's in good? Scandalous student auctioning her virginity for $400,000. In every other way, Elizabeth Rain is a normal U.S. student at 5'10 and 130 pounds. Bada bang, bada boom. She's 27 years old and studies medicine. Hey! States that she had good grades and is hardworking, and she is also still a virgin and willing to sell her virginity to the highest bidder at $400,000. It better be golden. Pet dog eaten by a python in North Queensland. Mick Jagger's girlfriend's dead. Some of these we already read. Let me see if I can find some more articles. So I don't know why I find this next little article interesting, but I kind of do. Because it's almost on some, cultural Marxism in a way. All right. Media whines about Bossy. So, as you may or may not know, let me read this article, pulling it up. In the never-ending search to find things to be offended by, part of the feminist left has determined that bossy, when applied to girls and women, is inappropriate, really. There's a whole campaign with big-name celebrities and liberal partners like Upworthy Tech for America, La Raza, the Girl Scouts, and AARP, Beyonce, and Condoleezza Rice, Jennifer Gardner, Beyonce, and Jane Lynch have all signed on. Apparently, when some girls are called bossy, they tend to behave less, bossy. That outcome is clearly detrimental to girls' self-esteem and willingness to take leadership roles, to which sensitive, informed Americans can only respond, what? But no left whiny is too irrelevant for the media to ignore. On the March 10 ABC World News with Diane Sawyers breathlessly called Ben Bossy, the powerful movement to change one word and the future of America's daughters. On ABC's Nightline on March 11, correspondent Cynthia McFadden cited a study from Girl Scout Research Institute. A third of the girls who do not want to be leaders say it's because they feared being called bossy or being disliked by their peers. McFadden said Nightline featured Facebook CEO Sheryl Sandberg, who behind being bossy suggests that instead of calling your daughters bossy, say that she has executive leadership skills. So, kind of ties in. And then they go on to say, how common is bitch on TV? In just 1 week, from Friday, March 7th through Friday, March 15th, there were at least 50 uses of some form of the word bitch on TV. From shows such as Chicago Fire, where a gang member demanded that a female EMT open the door, bitch. The crime drama Blue Bloods used son of a bitch 3 times in one episode. Some more examples. Once, I'm really not going to get into this, but really what it gets down to is I do believe that there is a lot of racism in this world, and people don't talk about the feminist racism, the sexist stuff. Hold on, take my tablet, put it over there. It is a big deal, but when we start trying to eliminate words, you know what I mean? We're starting to get on the term of some socialists, some fucking fascists, and some vampire type shit, and you should definitely encourage your daughters and shit. You shouldn't really be calling them bossy, but if they get called bossy and they don't know how to handle the pressure, they're probably not going to succeed. Let's see what else we got. Earth's secret water reservoir. According to new research, Earth may have a vast reservoir of water deep underground, enough to equal all the water in the world's oceans. Did ancient asteroid yield acid rain? A new study on the asteroid impact believed to have caused the mass extinction of the dinosaurs has revealed a potential additional layer of devastation from the catastrophic event. Signal may be the first evidence of dark matter. A strange signal from the center of the Milky Way may be the first direct evidence of dark matter, the elusive substance said to make up 85% of all the matter in the universe. Kurzweil, robots will surpass humans by 2029. Futuristic and AI developer Ray Kurzweil has predicted the robots/computers will surpass human intelligence in just 15 years. Kind of cheering down the open minds, not empty ones.
You know what it is, that kitchen shit.
Positive light course can't
sideways splitting ya. I like retina, hot like temperature. Fold you a half, 1, 2, 3, pinning ya. Call me Viagra, long nose spinach. Y'all flow vinegar, also miniature. All those that wanna fuck with me got sinister. Playing by the book, red jaw like literature. What's the difference? Y'all saw my picture, and if you didn't, your jaw got picked up like some junk in the back of a pickup. Don't worry, shit tucked off, foes get bucked. It's going down like hoes that dick suck. I got a body bag flow, y'all zipped up. From the size of the hole, y'all switched up. But from the talk real big, don't get stuck. Fast as lightning, y'all niggas get struck. Mine like Rubik's, this is how we do this. I'm thinking we should do this. Foolish, fight and plight. You're Superman and I'm Kryptonite. And I know I'm tight, teaching the new generation how to write. How the birds take flight, hot since 9-4. Since that first Gulf War, landmine metaphors. My 4x4, I lay the law. Like a jaw, cyanide, apple core. Writing sessions of the like and law. Pencils, pens, we core. Fans need more, paragraphs galore. Come take this tour, memory bank store. Download beat for war. You heard of legends, but we're no law. We wild boar, writing sessions, verbal blessings. They're invested, each line they're ingested. So you can check our progression. We stay perplexing, you they're just questions. Yeah, as it goes round, the writing sessions got me spitting lessons. Learn it now that we be the one to hold it down.
But Edward Snowden didn't actually work for the national security.
Whistleblowers, good or bad, Golden Debate Show, RisingThoughtz. Open minds and empty ones.
A large,
just no perception. Everybody's viewpoints are their own.
How can these leaks, which have exposed NSA wrongdoing, come from an employee of a private company? Well, when we started to look into it, we realized it's a pretty interesting story. So let's start first with the company themselves. It's been estimated that 99% of their income comes from government contracts. In 2012, they had a revenue of $5.86 billion, but 23% of their contracts come from America's intelligence community, which is made up of 17 different intelligence departments.
Putan! No, it ain't no putan.
You could say that Booz Allen Hamilton are specialists in winning government intelligence contracts. So how do they do that? Well, again, that's an interesting story. We'll start with this guy, Mike McConnell. Between 1992 and 1996, Mike McConnell was the director of the National Security Agency. So when Mike McConnell retired from the NSA, he was offered a job at, you guessed it, Booz Allen Hamilton. He brought with him all of his government contacts, and he was soon promoted to senior vice president of his new company. Well, Mike McConnell left Booz Allen Hamilton in 2007 because George Bush, who was president at the time, named him as the Director of National Intelligence. The Director of National Intelligence oversees the 17 members of America's intelligence community. Again, the very same community that Booz Allen specialize in servicing. That's people like the CIA, the NSA, and a whole bunch of agencies you've probably never heard of. They all report to the Director of National Intelligence, who reports back to and advises the President. At this time, McConnell was also the chairman of the board for the Intelligence and National Security Alliance. It's a public policy forum which, according to the Washington Post, was working to introduce a growing network of private contractors, large and small, to government intelligence agencies. And no one seemed to have a problem with this.
I plan to continue the strong emphasis on integration of the community to better serve all of our customers. That will mean better sharing of information, increased focus on customer needs and service, improved security processes, and deeper penetration of our targets.
So just 4 months after leaving Booz Allen Hamilton and starting his new job as Director of National Intelligence, one of Mike McConnell's staff was giving a presentation at an intelligence industry conference. And in the presentation was this slide. It literally marks the date of September the 11th and shows how contracts and spending increased dramatically after the event. The presentation also showed that 70% of the annual budget, which was $60 billion at the time, was spent on contracts with private firms. A later slide cheerily proclaimed, "We can't spy if we can't buy." Under McConnell, the total intelligence budget of the government, in case you're confused, increased from $63.5 billion in 2007 to $76.2 billion in 2009, after which he left the government and headed straight back to Booz Allen Hamilton, where he is still the vice chairman. Booz Allen Hamilton actually boast on their own website about the influence Mike McConnell had, saying, as the Director of National Intelligence, he managed the expansive national intelligence community, an organization of over 100,000 people, and an annual global enterprise budget of over $47
Holy
billion.
shit, this clip is fucking longer than I thought, but fuck it, I'll keep it in there. It's pretty important. Net neutrality and vamp agencies hashtag. We know you're listening. The kitchen, GoldenDebateShow RisingThoughtz.com. Let's do it. My man Tracks, my man Big Mike Tracks, my man Ken Dog.
Who that? The kitchen got that flame. Who that? The kitchen got that flame. Who that? The kitchen got that flame. We back in this motherfucking thing. Who got the same? Who that? The kitchen back in session. I know we kept you guessing, been missing for a second. Like, where the fuck you been? Living life, learning lesson. Now I clutch pen, spit fire with every weapon like the cause in effect. Big tuna on the set, no dolphins in my net, but I still slaughter shit like I got flows like 2 fast slaps for they hoes. Whoa. Who that, bitch, I got that propane. Tell them niggas I'm here again, no road game. I took a brief hiatus, had to get my shit straight. Now I'm back to putting rappers on the first 48. Get your story straight, we had a small situation. Kitchen never closed, we just made some small renovations. These niggas still shitting, I've been defecating. For your consideration, sorry to keep you waiting. Who that, the kitchen got that flame. Who that, the kitchen got that flame. Who that, the kitchen got that flame. We back in this motherfucking thing. Who got the same? Who that? Listen, it's the kitchen, nigga. Yeah, we back, and I'm coming through to kill it, nigga. New mic, new booth. Who with me, nigga? We bring the war to your crew. You hear me, nigga? Now recognize, cause these niggas never left. You can say and one, cause these niggas got next. Only choice left for any other crew, that's death. Don't worry about us, nigga, hold your breath. The kitchen chef. Who that? Manipulation on your back. In the kitchen's back. Flip for the fucking abstractions and potent abs had smack. Blood snacks, where's the match? It's kryptonite and the beat can't last. After my click, y'all can fast. The straight monster mash and y'all space trash. It shouldn't last. Look who's back in the fucking kitchen looking for a motherfucking snack. Who that? The kitchen got that flame. Who that? The kitchen got that flame. Who that? The kitchen got that flame. We back in this motherfucking thing. Who got the same?
Soaring to the night sky, but this is
so you're storing up the gold, eh? They ain't fucking storing up the gold. Gold is not even in Fort Knox. GoldenDebateShow RisingThoughtz. Like, comment, share, and download as much as you possibly can. And support everything that we do.
But this is only
keep it true.
a drill.
Try to keep it true.
Action.
Go, baby.
But this is only a drill.
I think we need to talk, don't you?
We do?
About our mutual friend. Your employer. I only heard this morning. I don't know what to say.
Master Bruce rang you this morning.
No, the cassette. In the event of his...
A final question, Jay Carney. Obviously, the president made a big deal when he came into office of being not like previous administrations and was going to be much more transparent. The charge today, after this week, is that you have had that reputation for transparency pretty heavily dented. Do you accept that? And just on a general picture, how are you going to move on now and restore perhaps faith that some Americans have lost this week in your openness and honesty?
Well, I'm not sure. Again, you're concocting scandals here that don't exist, especially with regards to the Benghazi affair that was contrived by Republicans and I think has fallen apart largely this week. The fact of the matter is that this administration has a record on transparency that it outdoes any previous administrations, and we are committed to that. The president is committed to that.
Jay Carney, you've probably been the busiest man in Washington this week, and for that reason, if nothing else, I genuinely appreciate you taking the time to come and talk to me tonight.
Piers, I was glad to do it. Thank you for having me.
You got to talk about that!
To keep the government going pretty soon.
You got to talk about that!
It's relentless.
For the home cook, then, how can they go about trying to incorporate it in a broader fashion and understand?
News article today right here on Yahoo. New easy mac and cheese dish. Muffin-sized mac and cheese muffins. Too much ain't got everybody. I told you, everybody get your mac and cheese. Depression-style food from Depression time eras. Early morning, my.com, go to the big show.
The mug gauntlet was laid down in front of me, and so I picked it up and decided to do a mac and cheese.
Oh, cool. This is going to be lunch for me for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, you just
So, with the mac and cheese...
Sister, that is my dish. That is the one thing that I can rock. But only once a year.
Good interview, Christine. Congratulations. What is this mac and cheese? Is that a black thing?
It is a black thing, Pat. It is a black... Listen, and you guys, other people, the world needs to get on board with macaroni and cheese. Well, I'm the hostess in chief. We host a number of events here for a whole range of people. It's very traditional. I mean, there's deserves their mac and cheese. You eat and then you move. Oh, exactly. That mac and cheese, everybody deserves their mac and cheese. You eat and then you move. Oh, exactly. Get that mac and cheese, everybody deserves their mac and cheese. You eat and then you move. Oh, exactly.
What is this mac and cheese? 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 What is this mac and cheese?
And so I picked it up and decided to do a mac and cheese.
Oh, cool. Lunch for me for the next few weeks. That's
More mac and cheese, guys?
Yes.
Eat it up. More mac and cheese, guys?
Yes, please.
Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese.
Coins?
Yeah, they were on my property.
They were on the property. Just showed up laying on the property?
No, I was actually digging around there, because I, turned a lot of dirt over there to plant stuff and grow things there. And
I think about this, and nothing explains it. I mean, time travel would not explain it.
The only thing that I even began to think about, it's like over the years I didn't pay attention to it, but it was like we have been saying military, we have been saying government.
Whatever, whoever they are, they've got it, right?
There is someone in possession of the property, yes.
So if a person were to go to this property, they would be halted or stopped before they could go on and make any sort of investigation or whatever, right?
I'm going to assume a number of things, since I have not actually gone anywhere within 5 miles of the property since then, that there's a chain link fence around it. There's probably a sign that says agricultural research, do not enter, or something like that. That's what I'm going to assume.
Okay.
Okay? I'm also going to assume that what
Don't
it looked
fall
like
down
when
the
I
rabbit
owned
hole.
it, or had it in my possession, doesn't look like it now. I will also clue everybody into one thing. Art, are you familiar with the Terra server?
Yes, that's
the satellite imagery.
Yes, you can get satellite imagery of almost.
The obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens, and because of the crisis which is even now developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night. This station and hundreds of other radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country are pooling their resources through an emergency network hookup to keep you informed of all developments.
The ghost in the document has come.
GoldenDebateShow RisingThoughtz.com. We in the house all
sources, and it's only to keep free thought alive. Golden Show earlyMorningMob.com.
Ciao.
Talking about all that talking like this, like that, all day in your hood. Golden shows, golden roads, strobe lights, laser lights. Look at my gold, tripping tonight. Apple shit, one more, don't put up. Notice it. We're talking like this, talking like that. We're talking. Golden Debate Show, Golden Debate Show, Golden Debate Show. We like this. We're talking hood, draw the line, and you better talk with big chat. You know we're coming out the best. Golden Show, golden robes, golden boss, golden scroll.